Welcome back to Star Atlas Dowcast, the #1 podcast for news, updates, events, and all things Star Atlas. I'm Dowcaster, your host, and today's topic in Star Atlas 101 is faction security zones and deep space exploration. Now, if you're new to Star Atlas Dowcast, and especially if you're new to the game Star Atlas, this 101 series will introduce you to the game and give you a pretty good understanding of why it was built, how it functions, and how you can get started with some sizable knowledge compared to other new players. So if you haven't yet, I recommend going to the beginning of this podcast and starting there. Now, much of what you hear in these episodes is both paraphrased and quoted directly from the Star Atlas white paper, which can be found in the show notes. That being said, this will eventually turn into a weekly or maybe even daily Star Atlas podcast that will feature guilds, give you news around the Star Atlas metaverse, and keep you in the know with everything Star Atlas. Okay, enough with the beginning spiel, let's dive in. Today's topic: faction security zones and deep space exploration. Actually, really important to know for new players. Now, when you're new to Star Atlas, players choose a faction and start in a faction secured safe zone. Basically, this is the alien race, the android race, or the humans. You start as your species, and you are kind of born or created or minted or whatever inside of this safe zone. This allows the player to explore all the basic functions of the game except for destructive activity such as rescue, combat, and salvage. Now, once a player is sufficiently confident enough to venture out, there's a medium-tiered safety zone that is secured by mercenary groups. In this medium tier, combat is now allowed, but your assets will be reset if destroyed, which we assume means that some form of your ship will be in your inventory and not fully destroyed. Now, the final distant zone of Star Atlas is a wild frontier where full combat and the destruction of assets is a permanent event. However, only a portion of assets in combat are destroyed permanently. For example, the results of a destroyed ship in combat is that the ship asset is decimated into components, scrap, and escape-podded crew members, and a certain amount is lost forever. Now, in the next episode, we are going to go over combat in more depth, so stay tuned. But let's dive into this concept a little bit. What does the third tier actually contain? In Star Atlas, you aren't just looking out upon a background of stars. All visible stars are real places or assets that can be visited. And a quick note, because this game is built on the blockchain, almost every actionable item is called an asset because it can be bought, sold, and traded on the blockchain. And since this can be done with parcels of land, who's to say it can't be done with entire planets or stars? So, like I said, assets. So back to the point, although some distant stars can be prohibitively distant and will require proper fueling to reach, there will be no actual skybox, so exploration can be done visually. This gives all players open exploration to go anywhere in the Star Atlas universe. If you see a star, you can fly to it. So, players will pilot their ships manually to uncover all the riches the universe has to hide, using their upgradable scanning modules and other tools on their ship. Higher tier scanning equipment performs deeper and broader and leads to a higher amount of assets that will be discovered. Now, that scanning data can be mined or staked immediately, or can be placed on the marketplace to be sold as data for somebody else to go mine. But one of the most interesting things about this game, and it's still just a rumor, but this is the coolest thing I've heard. I repeat, this is not confirmed. Well, I haven't heard it, but I've seen or heard it teased twice now. If you watch the trailer, it shows 3 characters working together to find what appears to be a planet made of diamonds. If you ask me, I think there's a planet out there with such value, and you can bet that I'll be looking for it. So that is everything you need to know about faction security zones and deep space exploration as a new player. If you'd like to support this podcast, you can do so at anchor.fm/StarAtlasDowcast/support, or you can find the link in the description. And if you'd like to sponsor or be featured on the show, email me at sponsor@StarAtlasDowcast.com. If you can't support monetarily, then please consider leaving a review on your podcasting app so more people can learn to play this awesome game. Thanks for listening, and never stop exploring.